Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to finally be reviewing Slade House by David Mitchell. I will also be having a little giveaway, and considering I'm holding up 2 copies of the book I'm going to be talking about in this video, you can probably guess what that giveaway is. But I will get into all of the rules and everything like that at the end of the video, and I'm just noticing now my battery is dying and I'm not going to have time to wait for it to charge because I have class, so we're going to have to make this review pretty quick. So of course this review will be spoiler free as always, but Slade House is told from 5 different perspectives of people, beginning in 1979 and ending at 2015. All of these people who are incredibly different. It's a very diverse cast of characters. For one reason or another, end up walking down Slade Alley, find themselves at Slade House, enter, and never return. Slade House is a bit like House of Leaves, not in terms of how scary it is or the writing style or anything like that, but simply in terms of the fact that according to the laws of physics, Slade House should not be able to be there. The character range is incredibly wide. You have an arrogant cop, you have an undergrad student girl who's very depressed, but at its core, Slade House is a very interesting and unique take on the I'll use haunted house in quotes when I say that, but the haunted house genre. So I won't say anything else plot-wise, but this was my first experience with David Mitchell, and I was a little bit concerned because I didn't realize when I first picked up Slade House that it is sort of a companion novel to his much larger book, The Bone Clocks. All of his writing is somehow interwoven, but Slade House is most connected to The Bone Clocks. Some people online were saying you really need to read The Bone Clocks first. After reading Slade House, I disagree. There's some pretty big chunks of explanation and exposition, which I'll get to because that is one of the little cons I had about this book, but everything is spelled out for you, so if you haven't read The Bone Clocks, you're gonna be fine. So now I will get into the prose, and in a way, even though all of these stories are connected, it is a series of short stories, and I have to say not one of them lost my interest. All of the characters were highly entertaining and had very distinct voices. It was also much funnier than I was anticipating. The writing was fantastic, and from reviews I've read of people who have also read Cloud Atlas and The Bone Clocks, they have said the writing is even better in those books, which I can't really fathom. So I will say reading Slade House I think would be a pretty good introduction to David Mitchell for people like me who had a little bit of trepidation about checking out Cloud Atlas or The Bone Clocks because they are giant. Also, like I already alluded to with the different characters, the pacing in this book is fantastic. There was not one moment where I was wishing we could get to a brand new character. I also won't go in depth in explaining my favorite aspect of the book because that would be a spoiler, but I will just say David Mitchell has a wonderful way of toying with you during every single one of these sections, and it was just fantastically done. I won't say anything more, but if you've read the book, you'll know what I mean. So although I did love Slade House, I did have 2 cons, and they're slightly related. The first is that there are a couple of instances, well actually many instances towards the very end of the book, where so much new jargon that David Mitchell has created, and I won't get into what it is because that would spoil the book, but it just felt a bit overbearing and a bit over the top, and it got to the point where it almost seemed a bit silly, and it sort of made the mystique of Slade House lessen for me. There's also an instance of just intense over-the-top exposition where I won't say who the villain or the villains are, but you just learn a ton about backstory, and I just kept thinking, calm down, David Mitchell, calm down. Then I did want to add a final note, and this isn't necessarily a con because I don't think that Slade House is really marketed as an over-the-top, gory, horrifying horror novel. I just want to point out for those of you who do love horror, just don't go into this expecting it to be incredibly scary. There are moments where it's creepy or incredibly sad, but this isn't your typical horror novel. So now I will get into the giveaway. So it would take a long time to explain why I ended up with 2 copies, but essentially my friend Alex sent me 1 copy of Slade House, and then another one ended up coming in the mail. It's a long story, but he knew I had been reading Slade House and then I had to return it to the library, and then I moved back to school, so he sent it to me sort of as a surprise. I just want to point out that he in no way, shape, or form asked me to do a giveaway and mention his channel and anything like that. This is just something that I wanted to do. Also, if you would like to receive one of these copies of Slade House, just first go ahead and check out his channel. I will link it down below. He's incredibly funny, very witty, already. So I'm not saying you have to subscribe to enter the giveaway, but I think if you like my channel, just inevitably you're going to like his, because right now he's reviewing all of Stephen King's books in order. So if you like my channel, I'm assuming you like horror, and that's mainly what he's reviewing right now. So go ahead and check out his channel, and then comment down below letting me know either the most terrifying movie or the most terrifying book you've ever read. And then in 1 week on Instagram, I will announce who the winner is. You don't have to follow me or anything like that, because I know not everybody has Instagram, but you can just go to the website and look at it there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you've read any books by David Mitchell, let me know your thoughts on what his best or worst books are, although from what I've heard, they're all fantastic. Although I have zero interest in Cloud Atlas, and I cannot pinpoint why. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon. Bye.